As they look down in the direction of the table, there is slight mourning to the face. A little bit of the drink of the flask. Now we're going to take a break. We're going to take a 10-minute or so break. So you all can get drinks, use restroom, and digest Veruga's tellings of certain things. So when we come back, we're going to see perhaps why Ruby Littlefoot is here, if you wish to inquire about that. And we got a date to get to, right? Yeah, come on, guys.
I mean,
I thought it was an
honestly, I get the
assassination.
feeling that having the entire party stick around might be a good thing. Since I think
we'll
they might be
see.
staging.
I don't know about that.
Ruby Littlefoot might be staging a break-in into like the.
Oh
you
my
know,
god!
the
All right. Okay.
like,
So we're gonna be back in 10 minutes or so. So 7:03 p.m. PDT. Thanks so much for watching, and we're back. So see you in a bit. Bye.
yeah.
Hostis being suspicious of my
All right, if you were joining us, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Getting back into the session here for the last hour or so. We are at the dining table, the private room inside of the Primaris on the second floor. This room we entered from the balcony on the west side of the structure. You have cleared out Ruby Littlefoot and the servants, and the enforcers have been dismissed prior to the first course. You have 4 more courses to eat and consume. The bard as well was kind of kicked out. You've left them kind of outside of the sliding doors, and they've maintained your request. This is the Primaris, after all. And so you had a moment with Griffin Wyvar, who really just thanked you all for your diligence and work, and simply guided in a way to do this without really coin. There's no quest or bounty or anything that you undertaken. Very noble cause, and they have thanked you for that in a way. They're willing and trustworthy to not divulge information as they've agreed upon that, and they seem to want to accompany you all to the Well of the Nine Realms and to continue that adventure for themselves. They had a moment of a little bit of gloom after they gave that thanks, especially on the remark, "Been a long time since I've been with the likes of you all." Not as an aggressive thing to say, but more or less adventurers that would be guided beyond maybe more things than just coin. So, here at the table, it's quiet. It's like wind against windows, the rain sprinkling down, but beyond that, there's nothing else. And you're kind of in isolation.
I sent a message to the barkeep.
Oh, you did? Okay.
They can all go back in now.
Okay. They come back in. These Ruby Littlefoot bows the head. And the bard gets their position and begins to play a different tune.
So sorry for all the complicated requests.
There is no request we will not meet if it is within reason. Clearing out of your private room is definitely within reason. I'm sure, based on what I was overhearing, that continuing the conversation, secrecy was much needed. And I want to assure you that anything you have spoken about in this room will be kept private.
How many people are in the room?
There are 4 servers, Ruby Littlefoot, and then the bard. It's a total of 6.
I want to pass them each 50 gold and say, thank you for your discretion.
Most generous of you, thank you. Are we ready for the second course?
Yes, please.
Prompts one of the servers as they make way over. Tells all of you the second course will be delivered promptly, hot, and to your liking. Server disappears, as along with the other 3, left with Ruby Littlefoot there. Company your needs of drink, and eventually the second course is given. Sitting down and to enjoy it with the bard playing a nice melody, something within their wheelhouse. They're decent, not the best, but adequate, enough to entertain you all with a nice tune as you eat away on the second course. The meal is not mediocre by any means, it actually is well above average. The goods and the things that are used in these meals, the food, the cuisine, are sometimes exotic if you are even from Temeria or Arthuria. Lands of tropical islands, fruits and things are brought here to Elath in the bazaar. The Primaris has a pick of the crop, so to speak. Serving a large banquet hall such as this and a number of guests, especially during the Colosseum, it ramps up. They pay good coin for this, and they ensure that the quality of food is always matching it. So, when you're eating and enjoying yourselves, liqueur, bountifulness, Ruby Littlefoot sits behind the bar. Servers are there at the ready, and no one bothers you unless it is what you wish. bard continues to play. Eventually, the third course, and then the fourth course, and last dessert, the fifth course, on which you ordered it is served promptly. And the evening begins to descend into the night. With all your disguised self would have worn out, and you can always up it if you wish. Enhance ability as well. Be worn off for the next hour or so during that. Cassus, any moment you can interrupt. You wish you try to find Gazette or Ania if they're down at the bar or maybe at another table. But no one comes in from the Primaris requesting you.
Then yeah, once the 5 courses are done, I'm going to go down. Sorry, I forgot I had to talk.
Okay. So you begin to take your leave after the 5th course has been served. The room is yours for the evening into the night. The Primaris has service that extends into the darkest of hours. This is not just to provide pleasantries and comfort, but also safety. Try to make sure that all the guests aren't moving out at once. Trickle them out. Forcers will actually accompany stagecoaches. They'll help you load up and then maybe even to the destinations of choice if it's in the very late hours.
Are we able to get rooms here is what you said?
Yes, rooms are available. Private suites, their own bathrooms, or you could even eat in them, right? That you could simply rent a room and then you would have the same service that you're given here in this private dining room gifted to you or given to you, paid for in that private suite. They don't have any other rooms of common or of intermediate. They are all private suites. And they really pride themselves on parties that would come in to play. Be those that wish to push into the early hours of the morning with a number of guests, want to have a very truly private experience, or nobility. They're coming into town or coming into the city, and they might wish to stay a number of days and spend their coin.
Is there a suite large enough to accommodate our party?
There is. The Colosseum isn't happening now, and so these rooms are much available. They have over 8 of them. One that would accompany your party, and not the largest by any means. And they are willing to accommodate the number of beds that you would need to have into this room.
Yeah, for security, I think I would want one room if we can, but it doesn't have to be small. You know, not that it's comfortable.
Okay. More than welcome to place this order with Ruby Littlefoot if that's your choice.
Yeah. Can we get a room for the evening? Something to accommodate. We'll just call it 7. We don't know if our friend's coming back or not. So
Ruby goes and
Possibly
bows the head.
8.
Possibly 8.
oh yeah.
I will make
But I
sure.
hear he might want his own private room if he,
I will ensure that the Falcon Suite is fit with proper bedding for your guests. And I can accompany you to the room when the night is ready.
You are the best. Thank you. This has been wonderful.
You're welcome.
I would say as Costas had left, I cast precipitation, giving him like a sort of cologne smell to his, whatever he's wearing. It doesn't smell like 5-course meal food, you know?
Gotcha.
It's not a bad smell.
Gotcha.
Sitting there digesting, I'm gonna look over at Felix and be like, "Hey man, thanks again for the shopping trip today. And I noticed you've been greasing some palms around here. I don't really know the slick way to do things in the city, but it's much appreciated. Here, let me pay you back some of this gold." And I'd like to hand him 600 gold pieces.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, Joe, that's all right. I just got to pull up the party fund backpack that we have. I'm like, I was just gonna take it back out here to refill my pocket.
Well, okay, well, great. By all means, I mean you've been helping us all out, so it's yeah, it's not like you're
The
stealing.
clothes are on me though, but this meal and room will be out in the party funds.
Perfect. Well, thanks again, man.
Party fund's no bribe fund. That's honestly what you name it. Bribe fund.
It is
Okay.
useful.
So as you're winding down your evening over the many drinks that you can drink, getting drunk if that is what you wish, even requesting more food, maybe some a la carte items to appetizers and other things that they can fetch for you from the menu now provided. You're left in this room, courtesy of Felix, your companion. You're left in this room to as many hours as you wish. There's no other reservation for this room. It's only you. Then we come to you, Costas, as we transition over, unless there's anything you all wish to do before I transition to that.
Last thing, I would just like to respond back to Joe and say, you know, Joe, you're a real one.
Thanks, man. Much appreciated.
Okay. It's not the one I wanted. Come on. Click the right thing.
You got some Marvin Gaye or something in there?
I used to have, because we stream, I had a lot of other music, but it was copyright problems, so I can't really play that. So I gotta have things that are kind of more generic. But I used to
I
have
want
this.
some epic battle music.
I used to have this this epic sax music that I would play during these scenes, and it was so good. It was like anyways, but it's
How'd it go?
copyrighted. It's from a thing. I'm not gonna do it again. I used to actually play the saxophone. I played alto, so.
So did I. Get
you-
this shit.
You're welcome. It's great. Hey,
Yeah, I
honestly,
did it. I did like all through like primary school.
you did nice.
12 years, man. Then
That's
never
a lot.
touched it again.
That's a long time. I only did for 3 years in
Were
high
you
school.
orchestra or jazz nerds?
I did both.
I was just interested
Good on
in.
you.
I was just interested in some of the people in the band, to be honest. So I was like, "What instrument can I pick up?" And I was like, "You know what? The saxophone, baby. There's nothing more romantic than the sax." That's my motivation. So,
Wait, so you slid into someone's DMs by using a saxophone?
This was before
no!
DMs, man.
No, I was just saying I was interested in some of the people in the band, right? And I was like, hey, I'll just go ahead and join and say I played the sax. That was horrible. It's terrible. Honestly, I was absolutely offensive. But I learned and I got better, and I just used it as a way to get in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how I picked up every hobby I had in high school. Like, oh, that girl's cute. I want to join the drama club.
Yep. Now I know how I could probably pick up the sax and play it. It's a long time though, so.
Be a little rusty then.
Yeah. I'd be very rusty. Very rusty. Sounds like David probably absolutely destroyed it. 12 years as I was in?
I mean, it's been longer still since I played it.
Yeah. Still though. It's a long time. Alright. Let's see. Okay, so Costas, you leave the room, heading out onto the balcony, and you're leaning against the balcony and just like looking left and right. And the first thing you notice, there's no enforcers out here. So you requested enforcers, and then they're not actually out here. It's the first thing you recognize. Second thing is, you notice that the banquet hall is slightly clearing out in terms of guest numbers, as I described. Maybe 10, 15 less, right? Individuals. There's new and people you haven't seen before in here. You're just really taking in the mood and taking in the scene and looking from left to right. Please make a perception check. Natural 1. As you're looking around, just begin to sweat, slightly palpitate. Vision becomes blurred. You think, am I poisoned? Did someone poison me? Then you take your breath and you realize you don't see Cosette. You continue to look. Then you, after 5 minutes, step back a little bit. And then you look left. And then you look right. And there they are, 20 to 25 feet away from you, slowly walking on the balcony. With a silverish goblet in the hand. Dressed in a very exquisite dress. Golds and whitish colorations. The silken scarf that goes down and drapes from left to right. Accents. Other jewelry of silver. Sapphire gems. Hair is put up into a bun, which is normal for them. They have only the slightest of makeup. Look towards you. Raise the goblet. Well met, Sir Morning Light.
Well met. I kind of start walking over to the bar after giving a little wave.
Alright, so rounding out of the balcony. They mentioned for one of the servers pointing to their small table that they had on the balcony, pointing directly to the bar. You're kind of giving a wave. And making way to the bar, you take a seat. So this barkeep cleans, human, with darker tan complexion. Slight wave to the hair as it curls a little bit. Very similar gowns. They have very interesting look to the eyes, slightly reddish in coloration. The glow about them. Bow the head, putting on 2 separate small cloths that serve as coasters for your drinks. It's rich, dark and stained mahogany. The bar is rather empty in terms of what it could serve. You two are slightly private in terms of the space. Set takes the dress, curls it around slightly, and then sits down onto the stool. Lets out a small, just the tiniest of a groan. I tell you what, said Morning Light.
What?
I can never get over wearing thee. I would always be in my armor, my battlement, my surcoat, if I had my way. What about you?
I mean, I understand why people don't appreciate people walking around in full armor, but it is certainly more convenient.
I know. Who's to say a thirsty cutthroat won't come out of the alley and maybe in need of some justice?
I mean, I'm just more worried about the fact that, a city can be attacked at any moment. Armor takes, even for an experienced combatant, some time to equip. That's time I'm on the battlefield.
What are you drinking?
Oh, just tea for me.
You're drinking tea.
You remember? I'm trying to
I
stay
th-
away from alcohol.
I thought that was only for business.
No. That's maybe one day, but not for as long as I can.
It is. Stores the barkeep points towards an empty coaster, sets their goblet down. You see, as some of the plating and the food that Cosette had been eating, in terms of their meal, brought from their table to the bar by a handful of servers. Hope you don't mind. I've been dining on my own. Didn't see you.
Yes, I'm sorry, I was in the private room with some companions. Sorry that I could have come to your table if that was easier.
It was an open invitation.
Do you come here often?
Not really. I've only been here a handful of times with some of the lesser commanders and of emissaries from the People's Palace to dine them and to discuss business through pleasantries.
I have a question. Has Costas found anything off yet about all the like thieves' cant references and stuff from like?
You do not speak Thieves' Cant, and your passive perception does not pick up
Dang it would have been the
their
perfect
sleight
time.
of
Okay.
hand through sign.
No, like not even the wink. Okay.
Also, Morning Light, what are your ambitions? Campo, they have to go beyond just sipping on peppermint tea. Taking boats through blockades.
Well, at the moment, taking that boat through that blockade was quite easy, but by the way, thank you for that. But no, I hope to rid this land of all dragons that may harm it. You know, just make life easier for the people. Maybe redeem a few people that stray from the path on that. Maybe myself, but yeah, this is it's a whole thing. Ugh.
Is that your vow, your oath? Are you a redeemer?
Yes, redemption.
I'm surprised. You didn't take the oath of your mother and follow in their steps.
Yes, the oath of the bloodied. Ugh.
Guided by your
Sounds like
father, then. I've heard they're a gentle soul.
One could say that. Yeah, not a bad bone in his body. Although he couldn't swing a hammer for the life of him.
I suppose one doesn't need to swing a hammer to accomplish a great many things.
I suppose so. Anyway. And you? Seem to be talking about me quite a bit.
You are a guest. You accepted my open invitation.
And you are a host.
My ambitions, is that what you're asking me, Sir Morning Light?
Someone who's climbed this far must have them.
I lost sight of that a while ago. Put on a path and set forth. I was always told there was one way. I'm trying to find that. That deep fire within one's loins.
I have to say, that's not the way I was expecting that to go.
I'm not of noble birth, Sir Morning Light. Everything I have worked for, I have clawed, tooth and nail. I was once set on a path to become a Justicar. I was looked after as a child. The talents that I possessed. Often, I didn't feel like my life was my own. Now, as First Commander, I have so much freedom. I'm not tethered by the bonds, except from the emissaries, the envoys from the People's Palace, declarations of what the Talthars wish to do next. I can forge a new path, regrow my ambitions. When you walked into my office, I was curious as to why the sun, House Morning Light, would come to the city, would request passage through the blockade on an adventuring quest. I have to say, it piqued my interest quite a bit. I don't wish for you to elaborate. Only that I saw that we might have similar goals. What can you tell me of your friends? Obviously, they drew your attention for a private room all evening. They must be quite the individuals.
Yes, they are. They are quite individuals.
What draws you to them?
Duty. They're the... I mean, I suppose in a way. They're the only people that can do what they do.
What is it that they do?
Well, you know, playing undead, adventuring. This. Let's just say I'm not allowed to get into too much detail.
Secrecy. I understand. Venturing. What's that like? Is it fun?
Not as much as I expected at first, to be honest. You know, always idolized it, but you know, after near death dozens of times, the fun seems to disappear.
So then why do you do it if it's not fun?
Because every day that I am out with them, we save dozens of lives. And if I can take one blow for them, then maybe they can save a ship. Or I don't know what the fuck they do.
Should we cheers?
Yes. Shall we?
What would you like to cheers to, Sir Morninglight?
The path we take.
And what path will we be headed on this evening, Sir Morninglight?
I think that's up for you to decide.
How noble. How cute. So the path we take. It's the goblet up to your cup of tea. It's poured in a glass, peppermint, bark, different sorts of cloves and spices. You cheers. Drinking. Continue to have pleasant conversation. Enjoying some of the food as well as other things that Cosette orders, and desserts and other things. Conversation continues. Does anybody have anything else they wish to venture forth at the Primarchs?
No, I think Joe's just chilling, eating, drinking, and, enjoying actually being able to have an evening off.
Okay. So, gonna get to late here on. The bards have somewhat stopped playing in terms of picking up their performance a little bit in terms starting a more gentler melody time. Set has had a number of goblets of wine. You all in your private room continue to have festivities. At this point, the conversation causes Cosette seems to stand themselves up from the chair after telling you that the evening would be adieu in a third-person type way. They take a pause as they swift their dress. So, Morninglight. Goss is out. We lost Goss's.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay, yes. Sorry. Yes?
Just hack the girls talk to him.
No, sorry. Again, I forgot I had to push it back.
I am humbled by this pleasant and remarkable evening. Thank you for accepting my open invitation. And I long for another night. Holds out the hand to you for you to kiss the hand.
Cass just goes ahead and does it.
Gives a
You
small
what?
gives a small curtsy and lowers the head. Picks themselves up. Good evening. Begins to waltz out of the Primarch. Leave you alone at the bar.
So mentally to the group. Where are we sleeping tonight?
Wait, first, how many assassins tried to kill you?
None. Maybe 3.
None, maybe
Oh.
3.
Can't be
How
both.
do you jump from none to 3?
Costas, as you're having a telepathic communication, a human, young, runs into you after spilling themselves from the third bar stool down on your right-hand side. After hitting into you, they crash a little bit, tumbling to the floor, picking themselves up, half drunk. Oh, I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Can I grab some of the floss on the bar counter? The barkeep is setting more. Begins to kind of clean you off for you, removing some of the wine that they spilled from their goblet as they sloshed it. Clean you off. Sets down some of the dirty rags. The bar counter, they lean against it. Barkeep looks towards them. Roland, this is the 7th night. Enough is enough. Begins to look towards the enforcers. Left to right. Roland puts the hands up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Looks towards you.
I meant.
Sir Morning Light.
I'd like to do a perception check because if he's been doing this a lot, did he just rob me?
Roll perception. Does not seem that they have any sort of possessions of yours upon their person that you can see. From first glance, all of your possessions are right where they are.
Okay. Yeah. Roland, I'm assuming that's your name. You should really stop. You've had enough for the night. Yeah. Have you? Don't worry. Enforcers, don't worry about this. I'll handle it. It's not an issue.
See, as some of the enforcers are walking forth in Primaris motion, Barkeep waves the hand up, looks towards Roland. Looks like you've been saved, Roland. Good luck. Looks towards you, Sir Morning Light. Continues to take some of the dirty rags, putting them into a basket of some kind, the dirty linens to be cleaned later. And it's cleaning off the bar. Roland looks towards you. This human with auburnish hair waved down through, grizzled of the face. The facial hair is left slight, haphazard, has not been groomed. They have a greenish tunic and a blouse that flows through, suggesting that they're not of poor wealth, but it's quite dirtied at this point in terms of position. The vest that oversits, trousers that go tucked into white socks and black shoes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. What's your name?
My name's Costas.
Costas.
Why were you
Thank you.
drunk so often? This is your 7th time doing this?
Ugh. Don't listen to them. It's been, a few times. But it's no consequence. I'm fine.
Okay.
Trust me.
Sit down.
Okay.
I'm inviting him to the bar. So, Roland. Tell me what happened.
What happened?
Are you just an alcoholic? Or did something happen in your life, man?
Roll persuasion.
I would like to use my
Your channel divinity?
ability.
Did you rename it?
Can I rename it?
It's up to you.
No, I'll rename it one day, maybe, but not yet.
Just throw it in the hands. I'm not gonna say it on stream. It's not appropriate. Especially if your dad is watching.
One day I'll
We
rename
also
it
have a
to
player that wasn't present last time we talked about it. So
yeah. One day I'll rename it as a joke, maybe, but no.
To channel your channel divinity, the words of your grace begins to spill out, invoked by your oath. And I believe it's advantage, correct?
It's a +5 to persuasion.
+5 persuasion. Okay, so roll your persuasion.
Oh, and I need that, so it's an 11 now.
11. See as Roland looks towards you. I've been having to drink away the thoughts. I haven't had a choice. It's just... Signed myself up for the Coliseum. Solo, fighting. I don't have a choice.
You did. You can't, unsign up or something?
No, I already gave my wager. The bet was put down. I told them I would fight to pay off my debts.
Okay, explain what happened in detail.
Guess it goes well beyond just the drink. Might say I have a gambling problem. Commonly place bets at House Fortune in favor. Not in the Coliseum, some other games upstairs. Card games, dice, you name it. And I bill is really racking up. Kept taking my wager, my bet. And I might have been looking for coin in places I shouldn't have been. Anyways, I owe money to more people. And my only way out is the Coliseum. I'm not a fighter.
Okay.
And I shouldn't be spending my money on this, but it's the only way to get off of it. It's worse as I promised my lady we would get out of here. Make a life. Instead, she's got to work doubles. Salty bride. Here I am paying for this drink with her coin. Low-life loser. I'm sorry, I don't mean to tell you my troubles.
No, this is what I asked for. Now then, the Coliseum. Is it too late for you to get out of it?
Once you sign up, don't fight. They come for you.
Okay, you're with me.
What does that mean?
You're following me.
Following you where?
Just tomorrow, you're coming with me.
Coming with you right now?
No, tomorrow morning. Oh.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow
morning?
morning.
How am I gonna... Where are you gonna be? Who are you?
Did the group send me that we're staying here at the Primrose?
No. Don't know that.
Can I ask them where we're staying?
It's up to you.
Yeah, mentally I'm asking them where we're staying.
Don't tell him.
Okay, fine. I'll get that to where I'm staying to you soon. My group is going a bit notified. Okay, so how much are your debts?
Part of a group?
Yeah, I'll explain everything to you later. How much are your debts?
Are you like an angel or something? Coming up to heaven?
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but not as broad as
Wait,
you
no.
think.
You're not with House Fortune in favor, are you? I
No.
swear. I'm gonna fight. I swear. I'll fight.
No. Just how much are your debts?
50,000.
50,000.
Woo.
How in the living? My paylord, how did you get 50,000 in debt?
Well, came into some inheritance. And I may or may not have done some things. But that's here nor there. That's the debt. That's with
Okay.
interest.
And do you think, could you even pay this off by winning in the Coliseum?
Yes.
You could?
The grand prize is 20,000 gold. And
So you need to win 3 times.
no, just once. Part of that 50,000, some of the coin I put on myself to win. I'm a low odds. Payout should be good. Reality, I know I have no chance of winning.
How good are the fighters in this Coliseum?
Good enough to take down giants. Single-handedly.
But like, what kind of giant?
I don't know, the giant kind?
No, but like it's very important that you specify if it's like a cloud giant or like a frost giant.
What are
Storm
those?
giant.
There's different. I didn't know there's different types of giants.
Yeah, and they vary in strength.
How do you know that?
It's kind of my job.
What is your job? You're not a monster hunter, are you? Bounty
I
hunter.
pull out the dragon scales.
I don't want any. I don't need any help from you. I'm okay. Thank you.
No. I'm helping you.
I don't want your help anymore. I don't know what you're on about. I don't want any business with these different types of giants. How do you know this?
Okay. So allow me to elaborate. Okay. The arena is when?
I don't want your help anymore.
When is this arena thing fight going down?
It'll happen on the 14th, the next competition.
14th next competition.
It's every other week, so it didn't happen this weekend.
Yeah. And if you were to, oh no, fuck. Could you get a substitute to fight for you?
No, I can't get a substitute to fight for me. I have to be present. It has to be me. I mean, they might not know who I am, but they have to have my name.
Oh, they don't know who you are. That makes it a lot easier.
I'm not sponsored by any of the noble houses or any of the company.
Okay. Come over here. I'm putting my hands on my shoulder. I think we got away from this.
Why are you putting your hands on my shoulders?
Just because. Oh, okay. Okay. If I get you out of this and you promise me no more gambling.
Look, I have a lady.
Why does that matter?
I don't know. You put your hand on my shoulders. And you
This is just like
you
a-
just let that hot piece go. I mean, damn, she was real good.
This isn't just like a tap on the shoulder. My God. Okay.
You said you put your hands on their shoulders.
No, like a hand, like singular.
Oh, okay, just the hand. I gotcha.
It's like I'm like
You
reaching
said
over and I'm giving him
hands.
like a pat on the shoulder. Like
Gotcha.
if you do this,
Gotcha.
you're gonna stop the
Okay.
gambling.
Okay. I promise. I will stop all gambling. I'll never gamble for the rest of my life.
And I'm gonna get someone to check in on you somehow or something. I'm gonna figure it out. Okay.
This doesn't
I would
convince
get
me
you.
you're not somebody that works for the House of Fortune Favor if you have that kind of eyes. And I'm really freaking out right now.
No, I can get you out of this. But I need you to stop gambling afterwards. That's my condition. You got it?
Okay, can I go?
Oh yeah, you can go. You can always go.
Alright.
No, meet me here tomorrow morning. Let's say at 10.
Tomorrow morning. A couple hours before midday. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. He gets to look towards the exit, begins to walk out, crashing into a nearby table before picking themselves up. Not because they're drunk, because they're scared. They begin to walk away. Leaving you alone at the bar.
I go up to find my group. Okay.
I felt like we were about to have another Zell talking to that one chick moment there.
I know, me too. Me too. I really did. I was feeling it.
Like what?
What?
Which chick? Oh, like when I freaked out?
Elise?
Elise.
Christine or something.
Elise.
Yeah,
It was
you
Elise.
can't go invisible,
Elise.
so you
It
just
was
smite.
Elise. They
Smite.
kidnapped me. They kidnapped me.
They have my family.
Do you remember this, Lucas?
Yeah, I
Wow.
remember. One chick is very undescriptive.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You eventually make your way back to the private room. You see, again, no enforcers. You open the sliding doors and you begin to walk in.
Okay, guys. So I have something, and I need your help with it.
Griffin stands up and looks towards you.
Got
That is an odd way of courting somebody.
No, this is entirely separate.
Yeah.
Again, do you need the talk? Did you forget everything that the
No, no.
person-
Again, this is entirely separate from anything to do with them. I bumped into someone at the bar, and they need our help.
Man, come have a drink and just shut up. Go to bed, man. Don't
I
got
am-
time for more worries right now.
In no capacity to offer services of help.
It's our day off.
You
We've been heavy as drinking tonight.
You bumped into someone at
That's
the bar?
Yeah, they bumped into me, actually. By the way, Othello, can you press it to shape my shirt?
So instead of spending the night with this baddie, you're doing charity work for somebody at the bar? For some drunk?
Yes.
Drunk right now, and
Ooh.
I need charity work too. I need you to go to bed and think about your poor decision making.
Okay, fine. But we're talking about this in the morning.
No, we're not.
All right. Costas,
Yeah?
you bumped into them or they bumped into you?
Well, as you can see on my shirt, yes, they bumped into me.
Does it look like Costas has all of his stuff?
Roll perception or investigation, your choice.
Nope, I have no idea.
15, it's incredibly high. I mean, 15 is a really strong roll. Costas does not necessarily have anything concealed, perhaps, but seems everything is in the right place.
And why do we need to help this person after they stained your shirt?
Okay, so you see that a guy with a gambling addiction? Don't worry, I'll fix that later. But for now, what we're focusing on is that they signed up for the Coliseum in hopes of fixing it, and now they're locked in a position where they have a huge debt, and basically the only way out is for them to participate in a death match where they are so weak they're basically guaranteed to die. Like, seriously, they are not a fighter. Like, if we were to put this in comparison, a guard could kill them in probably 2 swipes, from my understanding. And this is the Coliseum. The standard is much higher than the guard.
Is this some paladin thing? You know, in cities you just go around helping people that make bad decisions?
Mm-hmm.
It's you took the words out of my mouth.
It sounds like this person did it themselves.
Thea's actively just like rubbing between her eyes and like pinching the bridge of her nose.
Okay, here's a family that will be harmed if you were to die.
Why would they be harmed?
Because then they'd have to provide for themselves. I mean, to be, like, you know, this guy is kind of like, well, actually, I don't even know if he's a breadwinner. Actually, I think he spends his family's money.
Clearly not. He's in debt.
Why didn't you
Yeah.
just tell him to run?
Yeah, why didn't you just tell him to run? Running is the option here.
Apparently, they'll chase after him. I don't think they'll chase after him that far. But, so I
How
figured
much money does this guy owe?
50,000.
How?
$50,000 gold?
How? Costas, do you understand how ridiculous that number is?
Yes.
So that guy just has to die. I'll go kill him. Where's he at? What does he look like?
Yeah, what does he look like? I'll go kill him. For free this time. Friends and family discount.
50,000 gold is not that much to the treasury of the Wizard's Keep. But to have that on one individual betting it all away, it must have taken many years. Decades, even.
Dude, like, I've been a part of killing one dragon, and this group has done. I've never received 50,000 gold in my own.
Do you know how long it takes up to ring up that kind of debt, and also how unlikely it is that someone would let someone get that deep into debt? Because that's 50,000 gold that person doesn't have.
Apparently, it was from like inheritance or something. I don't know.
All right, Katz, it's your ideal scenario. What are we doing here?
Okay. So apparently, basically, no one knows what he looks like. At least at the Coliseum. Maybe at House Fortune and Favor, like the gambling area, they'll know what he looks like. But the Coliseum, not really. So I'm thinking we kind of just swap him out for one of us. I mean, we're pretty damn good fighters. And one of us is like one of the like better solo fighters, like that can like handle the Coliseum fight. We kind of just win it for him.
And what do I know
How-
about the Colosseum fights?
Paladin, how does that work with your oath, killing innocent gladiators?
I don't need to do it.
Don't forget about also lying and impersonating and subverting a debt.
Takes a swig of the flask, stands up. Knights of Beer are honor bound by the sovereign wizard's keep. We would do many things. Impersonating somebody, going in, killing innocents. For what? Coin? Not even the Knights of Beer would do something like that.
But the guy just seems like a fucking idiot. He got himself in a bad situation when I was going to die.
Yeah,
Right? Don't get me wrong, he's a fucking
he's an
idiot, but
idiot.
he shouldn't die for it.
Costas, he's an idiot, and honestly, sometimes people need to learn hard lessons.
Yeah, he should learn. He should get like fucking stabbed in the gut with a
Yeah,
spear.
and sometimes you learn by dying.
I don't know how that works.
Oh, I'm not saying we got to do anything. We just, like, yeah.
Oh, no, I am saying let the guy go to the Coliseum, do what he planned to do.
I'm in agreement with Thea here. Many believe that this life is only one. Next will. The afterlife is the true life.
Not to mention that if we involve ourselves with this individual and something goes wrong, are we now involved with whoever was after this individual?
Mm-hmm.
Also, big picture, guys. Why are we worrying about guy when we have thousands of people to worry about? We focus on other things. It's not divert from our mission. I think it's commendable causes that you want to help this drunkard, but I don't think it's worth our time. Sadly, I think you should sit down, maybe drink your water, and continue your night.
Okay. What about if we struck a deal with the Coliseum? That we,
Oh my god, God, dude.
Let's witness this fight.
no, I'm just saying we don't need to
Let's
do
witness
this.
the fight.
14th. We won't be here, which is why I'm thinking we can strike a deal. So that next time we're in Olathe, we do a group match against monsters. We don't need to kill any innocents.
Deals,
I mean-
man, we're talking to old dead gods
Oh,
and whales and
Costas.
fighting dragons. We deals, man. Honestly, I
That
think
sounds like a great deal. If you can make it happen before we leave tomorrow, you got it. I'll
I'm
fight
not-
with you.
I'm not fighting.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think you made better decisions when you were on the sauce. At least you just broke furniture, danced on tables instead of like getting us involved in Coliseum betting. Go to bed. Get
So
drunk.
Felix is a little drunk at this point, right? And he would just like whisper to Joe and be like, dude, just let him have it and say that we'll fight. But clearly Costas and everybody else around the table can hear.
Joe's
Sound like a
gonna
plan,
grab-
Costas?
Fine.
Great. You let him know. We'll fight next time we're in town in this place.
Yeah.
I'll
Throw your
stand
name
by
around.
you. You have my blade.
You're looking at the wall, Griffin.
Oh, yes. Turns their body around. looks towards the planter with large fern in it. You have my blade. And as they do that, fire bursts out of their hands, begins to incinerate the plate.
Ooh, fireworks.
Looks towards the other wall, opposite of where Rubily's at. I'll pay for that. Slumps down to the wall, falling and sliding down to a low slouch, begins to fall asleep.
You know, after all I saw him drink, I didn't think he could actually get drunk.
I love it, man.
That was cool.
Just gonna grab a bottle, wave it in front of Costas's face. Clear your head, man. You're not thinking rationally.
I am thinking perfectly rationally.
No, you ain't.
Fine. I'll tell the guy to run.
Costas. I'm gonna gesture that I want to talk to him away from everybody else.
Okay, I'm going with you.
I think you're coming from a good place. You want to help this guy. Right?
Yeah.
But I think you need to think out of the box a little bit. There's other ways of helping this guy. Other people you could go see. Do what Felix does and grease some palms. Get this guy and his family to safety.
Gruga's shop can't be found by normal people, right?
I wasn't talking about a group.
Okay. Who were you talking about?
The Rudikar. We did this in Othema.
I mean,
Part of
okay.
what we do.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not very familiar with if Rudikar are good at disappearing people, but yeah, if they can help this guy, I'll get him out of. I'll pay for them to like make the guy go full new identity in another city or something.
Yeah, just talk to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. Then Costas is gonna go kind of collapse on his bed, but he's also gonna be fidgeting a bit because he drank way too much tea today.
Okay. So, Falcon Suite. As you ascend to the third level of the store, rooms are kind of in the direction opposite of where the entry is and the overhang, the structure itself. The rooms are immaculate on a hallway. They have their own again. Accompaniment of servants and aid to those rooms. The bedroom and the actual beds themselves, they've taken out a couple of the larger beds and they've helped divide some of these smaller rooms that are inside of there, but otherwise serve as larger bedrooms. They've actually helped to kind of divide those up with some of the screens and things to try to separate the space, but make it as private as possible, so you can each have your own individual rooms within the actual suite. But accommodate 8 guests into a suite has to be very significantly large, and the max the Falcon Suite will get is to 4 private bedrooms within the actual suite itself. And so with that, they actually will divide the rooms as best as possible to separate the space and allow for you to have your own independent within those chambers. They have a bar inside of this suite. The bar will have a person attending in that bar for your choice. As it stands, Ruby Littlefoot is actually your barkeep in this room as well. As you're finished with your private room, Ruby Littlefoot will be at service and even helping you. fresh linens, pillows, and other things you might need. And then leaving you all in the suite to be on your own. This is a large dining table, crystal chandelier, inside of the common space that sits off-centered away from the bar and stools. There's even a piano in this suite. Corners, the vaulted windows and the things here, immaculate ceiling height of about 12 to 13 feet in certain ways. Bathroom and a washroom separated out. The washroom has its own tub cemented in sandstone down onto the floor, and a fireplace lit nearby, perfumes shelved. The fireplace serves to provide warmth of water when necessary. There is a pump that is here nearby the bar, and that pump serves into the system of pipes to provide water into this room. You can actually pipe in and get some of the water fresh up here, even though it's three stories tall. Very impressive. So this is all adding into the luxuriousness of the space. Nowhere and no one has actually asked or told you how much this will cost, and they never asked for payment yet either. So allows you to live in full comfort without nuisance and pestering. This costs as you find your way there into the room and settle into one of the spaces, removing your clothes and maybe cleaning yourselves off a little bit more of the wine spilled upon you, and you bed down. Is anybody else doing anything prior to resting themselves?
Ew, indoor plumbing. Dibs on the first bath. I'm a soak like a potato. That's basically it.
Okay. Right. As we wind down our evening, if there's nothing anybody wishes to accomplish, we're going to go ahead and close out the session with you all beginning to leave the private dining room, accompanied by some of the servers from the room, as well as Ruby Littlefoot, getting yourselves accustomed into the Falcon suite. Then Ruby Littlefoot parts ways, leaving you in the suite to rest. Any questions? Okay. That, we're going to calculate some experience points.
No questions, but just as a note, Felix will probably stay up later than most everybody. But you trouble getting to sleep.
Okay.
That is.
Okay.
I will say I loved the irony of right as Costas is starting that conversation with the drunkard in the chat, we're all like, yeah, all right, it's redemption time. You just softballed him right in there, a chance for Costas to save the day. And as soon as he rejoins the party, we just get all over him. We're just like, what the hell are you doing?
Our characters and our players are two different people.
Yup.
I saw this guy and I was like, okay, this is just a redemption. It's just a redemption paladin character, like standing here. Like he has been sprinkled in front of me for me to redeem. Come here.
Mm-hmm.
And then jump into a group of drunk people waiting for you.
But was I actually that scary?
To him, yeah. I mean, he's looking over his shoulder everywhere he goes.
The drunk guy, he's probably like, ugh.
A person.
Everything you did was probably like amplified.
Yeah, because this is like the 7th night that they've done this. The barkeep was going to kick him out because they've had enough. Now they spilled wine on a customer, and they were going to kick him out. And you go, no, don't kick them out, right? Then you start having a conversation with them, and you're very much interested in saving them from something. right? And you're going down the road of like, I'm gonna save you and all of that, and I have friends, right? And you keep saying these little nuanced things, right? And so in the back of their mind, just like you all are suspicious and rolling insights, back of their mind, they're thinking that you are someone that was sent to break their fingers and get the coin from them, right? Chop off the hand. And you're like, you beat me, right? Not here, but you'll beat me. It's like, what am I beating you, right? Being like, you're just gonna beat him back alleyway or something, right? So that's in the back of their mind what they're thinking. And when they stayed with the conversation because you rolled persuasion, you also weren't outright coming out and saying, so they were still had hope. They were like a bounce, like a scale, right? Where they're just kind of tipping back and forth. And it's at that point that you basically made this like final command to them that they just stop gambling. You will never stop gambling. I'll never gamble the rest of my life.
Cease and desist.
Cease and desist now, peasant. No.
Resist.
Resist the urge. You basically made this like command to them. At that point, they kind of were like, I got to get out of here. This person is crazy. But could they help me at the same time? Right. It's kind of the thought. So. All right, so we have 737 experience each, but you had 81,073 experience total for your characters. Definitely had a good deal of role play today in terms of things, and had a moment where the party came together and enjoyed a nice feast, plenty of beverages, and enjoyed good company which was themselves. Right, in a private room. That was all thanks to Felix. A nice job, Felix, and gifting the coin and using those words of persuasion and coins of persuasion, I should say. And there, we gave a nice tongue lashing to Justice. But yeah, you know what? Paladins be paladins, right? Yeah, I think you did a good job, Lucas. Very much redemption paladins. I think you stayed very true to your character, so nice work.
Yeah, works all shit. So
If you're watching this stream, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. You can check us out next week on Saturdays at 4 p.m. PDT. Hopefully join us for session 49 as we look forward to the big 5-0. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Wayward Winds.